Welcome to Season 3 of Trap Talk.
Brought to you by Craigoff, the choice of champions.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Craigoff. Me and Ricky both shoot them. We both love them.
Yeah, best gun in the industry. I shoot them. I sell them. Nothing better, folks. Get yourself a Craigoff. Your scores will increase.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's got hundreds and hundreds of hundreds with his. I mean, I've got a few hundreds, but I'm always working to get a little bit better, and they definitely help me, that's for sure. So on top of that, we also got to thank Winnig. I'm wearing the shirt today. Love this shirt. If you're down at the Grand, pick one up.
Yeah, Winnig, like I said, Zach, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with my Winnig stock. You know, get a hold of Bobby, Luke, Bill, get an appointment set up. They will make you a better shooter with that Winnig stock.
Of course, yeah. The Grand's the great place to do it. Give them a call. Get on their book. It's worth your time.
Just remember, winners shoot Winnigs.
With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Welcome back, Trap Talk listeners. I'm your host, Zach Nannini. I'm here with my co-host, Richard Marshall Jr., the one and only Mr. Craigoff himself, at the Fiocchi building. We are at the 2025 Ohio State shoot. But because of the power of editing and TV, this is probably coming out right before the Grand. And the reason why it's coming out before the Grand is because this is our Grand episode. We want to talk about all things Grand related, what's coming up in the Trap Talk store, all the great things, the giveaways we're doing, Rick. It's going to be a fun time. But before we get there, Ricky, how's Ohio going right now? I know we're probably talking about this, but we just had a little storm come in. Tell the folks what's going on.
Well, we had yesterday, of course, we shot the handicap and doubles. Had a good time shooting that. And then today is the start of the HOA, which Ohio, one of the only shoots around that does the old handicap singles handicap. So if you struggle a little bit, you're out of the HOA right out of the gate.
You know on Wednesday if you're in the hunt or not. It's like, oh, well, there goes an HOA.
So first handicap, I think there was 3 99s and 3 of us with 98s. I had a 98, me and Wyatt Debris and Keith DeToe.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
We had 98s. And then the second handicap, I haven't seen the final tally on that. Let me see if it'll pull up real quick. But I know Ryan Glow had a 98 and Jason Krause had a 97.
Correct.
From Nebraska. So
Ian Derrick, from what I know, broke a lone 100.
Is that what correct? It was? Okay, I wasn't sure if he did or what the scores were on that, but it's been good. We got a little bad weather came in. The wind was going about 70 mile an hour, I think they said.
Yeah, we drove by and there were some porta potties that aren't going to be usable tomorrow.
Yeah, they need to be cleaned.
I hope you weren't in there when the storm hit because it got a little messy.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize this area is prone to high winds.
Oh, it's a heavy. I mean, wind. Every year I've shot here, we've always dealt with a little bit of wind. Even though it's in June, you would think, okay, June, there's not a lot of wind going on. But over here in Ohio, especially in this part of the country, it's windy almost every day. I mean, a little bit. You very, very rarely have a very calm, still, unless you get that 100-degree weather where it is that hot. But in these 70, 80-degree days, I mean, you've got that freaking chop, and that target's just going. And they're moving around quite a bit.
The wind was moving around. In our first handicap, I ran the back 50 for an 8. Then we shot the singles, and it was blowing off and on.
Yeah.
And I had a 9. Joey Charnago missed his 96th for a 9. Target that went, moon climber.
Yeah.
And Tyler had a couple right at the end for his 96. And Justin had a 9. And then Anna on our squad had 98. And then we shot the second handicap, and Joey had a 6. I had a 5. Justin had a 3. I think Tyler had a 90. And I don't know for sure what Anna had. She struggled a little bit that second handicap.
Yeah.
It was the wind's going in and out here, but looks like, we might have some weather in and out the rest of the week, but Friday night we'll have the old back fence shootout.
Yeah, Friday night. So this was Friday 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was a great time, folks. If you missed it, if you weren't here, put it on your calendar next year. And a shameless plug, Nevada State Shoot. We're having another back fence shootout. Yep. If you're not there, you're square. You got to get out to Vegas.
Zach says this. He's never been there.
But I'm going this year. Don't leave me hanging.
We'll see
Don't
about
leave me
that.
hanging.
We'll see about that.
Don't leave me hanging.
We'll see about that.
There's a $10,000 bet if I don't show up.
Book it.
Book it. Anybody wants to lay odds against it, go ahead. I won't show.
Well, we can fix that.
My legs don't work. Oh, I'm on a do not fly list. What happened?
Yeah, we do know some people in TSA. What happened to Zach?
Zach had a Fiocchi in his bag. I wonder where it came from. What the? Hey, you bastards! Yes, this is what kind of abuse that I take. It is what it is. I know his tactics. First, he tried to mess up my pre-squatting.
That was
he
you.
My breaker.
You know what? That was pretty funny though. Everybody said, "What happened?" Everybody lost, but no. We're gonna have a good time. The Grand, really looking forward to it.
I am. So I want to give some people some value because this is coming out right before the Grand. I want to know what you do to prepare for the Grand, Ricky, because it's an ordeal. You're out there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You've got your trailers.
More than 2 weeks usually.
Well, yeah, more than 2 weeks. We've got the Trap Talk building, but as a competitor, what are you doing to make sure that you're prepared for the Grand? What are the things that go into leading up to that for you?
Honestly, it's just making sure you got everything. I always have a checklist, okay? And I learned this from my coach and mentor, Frank Hoppy. And he would literally write it on down and then check and make sure.
Yep.
So you're not forgetting anything. Now, in the past, I have forgot extra receivers, backup guns.
Yep.
Had to have people bring stuff down for me and such. But honestly, it's just get that checklist, okay? If you're staying on the grounds, which I highly recommend if you can get a spot, even if it's an electric only. Fill your tanks with water.
If you have the opportunity to stay on the ground at the Grands, that is the way to go because it's a long tournament. If you got to rent an RV and drop it there, that's the greatest thing to do.
Yep.
I would highly recommend it. If you can get a house locally in Sparta, that's not horrible.
I do know a guy that has a place. His name's Feig, and he might, if you pay him more, he might kick Rich Bullard out. Just saying.
Hey, that disclaimer, nobody's kicking Rich out because he's not staying with me. No.
So, but yes, staying on the grounds, I think is great. Or there's a lot of rentals around Sparta area. If you really check into it, we might be able to, put some details up here, down there, wherever John decides.
The ATA website has a little form there on the front. You can click the link, local places to stay in Sparta, which is helpful. Click on that, look around. But honestly, the thing to do is get to know the locals, because if you get to know the locals, a lot of them are renting their houses. You could check the boards. I've made friends with a lot of people that live there now, and they'll leave on their vacations for 2 weeks just to rent their house out, because it's the way that they pay for their vacation. Rent the house for $2,000, and then they use the $2,000 and goes on a vacation, and it helps everyone out, and it's a good thing. So,
but the checklist, number one, okay. Number two, make sure you got your electrolytes. If you guys need some stuff, we might have some Project One.
I really like the electrolytes from Project One. I've been using them a lot.
Yep.
And I feel hydrated. I mix them in, and it works. I think I used to use Gatorade, but the problem with the Gatorade was it was too sweet and the too much sugar, and it would get me a little jittery. So now I'm looking at...
We don't want that.
Yeah, like this is me, no caffeine, no nothing, about 4 hours of sleep, always ready to roll. And it's like 8:30 at night, folks. So Zach and Annie don't need no go-go. We need slow go. So if you got any stuff that slows you down, hit me up. I need that. But I think what people really need to remember is their mindset going in the ground. So for
your prelims, okay, let's start there. You got the pre-grand. The prelims, 300 targets a day. So here's one thing I recommend to people. If you're going to shoot the whole 2 weeks, it's a fight. It is a knockdown, drag-out fight, shooting the 2,600 targets.
And you've won that.
I've won the...
the 2,600, you've won it before, correct?
Well, whatever. I don't think we had 2,600 back then. It was 2,200, 23, whatever. I won
whole program.
At the very first Grand in Sparta, I won every overall that year. And so I've won them. And then I sat back and just shot like the all-around in the prelims. I really
don't understand. This is going to be a freaking jab right now, but I really don't understand why they don't have a ring for the 2,600. I feel like that... I mean, the ATA could take a little note here. Like, why wouldn't you have a ring for the 2,600, all of these targets? I feel like that's the most prestigious thing you could do.
It would encourage people to shoot them.
I think it's really cool, personally, or at least some kind of really cool championship.
it's not what the old style was.
Hey,
okay?
you know what? If you only do what the old did, then nothing ever
exactly.
changes. I mean,
well,
then we still be using RJ Stewart.
I did win the Toy 600. I think it was 2 years ago,
Yep.
and I got a plate. I do remember that because I was like, wow, I just won the biggest. I mean, you won the whole thing, and you got a plate.
It's a lot of shooting. It's a lot of investment, and it's the toughest guns in the world.
The HOA, in my
shooting.
opinion, is your biggest win of a shoot. So that should be your biggest and best trophy.
I think so, because if you think about one trophy, they paid one entry event to shoot one event and win that trophy singles or whatever.
Yep.
Well, if you say, okay, there's 10 events in an overall, then there should be a couple dollars from every one of those events going into that overall trophy.
Absolutely.
Not just this is our cheapest trophy because it's an extra. I think I remember when we went to Vernal, those overalls that they were bronzes. I mean, we had some really nice Remington Frederico bronzes that were like, I still got some Buffaloes and things like that. And I'm like,
I think I've got about 12 or 15 of them from Vernal.
Yeah.
And a lot Iowa State
I've only got
used
like
to
a
get,
half of one.
But no, but they are great.
I took pictures of the winners though. But Ricky's got plenty. Mr. Humble over here.
Yeah. Well, no, seriously, and they're great trophies, and it's like, wow, this is cool. Well, and that's one thing. So, but you're shooting 300 targets a day. So I would recommend, number one, stay hydrated. Make sure get a good meal plan.
Yep.
Your nutrition is very important. I mean, I've been on this weight loss journey and walking. But when I walk, I'm drinking fluids.
Yeah, I think that you've got to push fluids before you get to the ground, because if you say, okay, I'm going to show up at the ground, and day one, now I start to drink water. Like, there's all these people that are like, I don't drink water, and then I show up at the ground, and I'm drinking water, and I'm drinking electrolytes. You need to be hydrating your system at least a week or two before the ground to get yourself prepped. And,
especially for the heat, because in the past, I mean, we've had 107-degree days.
How many times do you see an ambulance come?
Well, and here's
somebody
one thing.
goes down every year because it's too hot because they didn't prepare.
And here's a shameless plug for the IV station.
Oh, yeah.
The IV station there.
They're there now, right?
Yeah, well, we went there last year. Yep. I had an IV. Tyler did. Jody did. I'm telling you. But you shouldn't have to resort to that if
you're doing the proper preparation.
So hydrate the day of.
No. So
you were like, I'm gonna drink 6 glasses of water real quick.
If anybody's ever had dinner with me, they know that the waitresses hate me because I drink about 6 cups of water at dinner every night, maybe more. I mean, I just drink it out. But for me, I'm always drinking water. But when I get to the ground and in the summer months, I'm even saying, okay, now add electrolytes.
Yes.
Because I'm sweating so much and I'm moving so much that I do a daily multivitamin that I'm always taking the night before. I'm doing electrolytes and just trying to push fluids all the time. And for me, in every event, I mean, my goal is, because of the amount you're sweating, it's amazing. And I don't mean to get dirty here, but you drink all this water, you don't ever have to pee. It's because you're sweating it out. Like, we go in an event and I take 2 bottles of water per event, and I drink a half a bottle every box.
Oh, yeah.
Half a bottle, go out and shoot. Half a bottle, go out and shoot. And after the 100, you're like, I don't have to pee. Where'd the water go? It's because you're
absolutely.
We're soaked, right?
Yep.
We're completely soaked out there. But
All right, Trap Talk listeners, let's take a couple seconds and thank a couple more sponsors. First of all, Remington's been with us since day one. I've been shooting these shells since 2007. I shoot the Nitro 27 from the 27-yard line, ounce and eighth, 7.5, and STS ounce and eighth, 8s for singles and doubles. They've worked great for me, as they do a lot of top shooters all around the country. Give them a try. Don't forget the Gun Club line when you're practicing and you're wanting to save a little bit of money.
We'd also like to thank another sponsor, Outlaw Engineering. Randy Freston, R2. I've known Randy since 1988. They do engineering, surveying, drafting, GIS, civil, structural, land development, wetland permitting. They do it all.
And they're friends of trap shooters. I mean, they're a trap shooting family. They've been in the ATA forever. His dad's been involved. They're involved. They're a beautiful family. They're great people. And we just love that they listen to the show, and we love that they support Trap Talk.
Yeah, his dad was past president in 1989. So I really want to thank those guys for the support.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a quick break, and we got to welcome a new sponsor to the show, RGS Bore Stripper. It's a great product. Ricky, tell them how they can find it.
Go to their website, rgsguncleaner.com. You can get the 1 8-ounce bottle, free shipping, 2 8-ounce bottle, and you get the 2-ounce travel bottle, and it's free shipping also. Or just get the little 2-ounce bottle for travel.
Yeah, they sent me some of this product, and I used it on my Krieghoff choke tubes the other day, and it got the plastic out like in a minute, and it was super cool and super good. So if you like cleaning your gun, you like eliminating plastic, and you like shiny bores, give them a try for sure. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yeah, we'd really like to thank John Weber, the owner, for the support. He's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, we really want to thank John. We appreciate the support of the show. Anybody that supports Trap Talk, you guys need to support them and get this stuff because it's awesome. Hey, Trap Talk listeners, let's take a quick second to thank a couple more amazing sponsors. Sos Clays Shoot Management. They're doing a fantastic job. I love the app. I love being able to see everything on my phone instantaneously. It's freaking awesome. Rick, what do you think?
Yeah, Greg Pink and his group over there. I mean, they've got majority of the satellite grands, majority of the state shoots. I think it's 40 plus state shoots they're doing. But the app, honestly, we were doing a little beta testing with that at the Spring Grand. It's awesome. You can see your squad if they paid. You know, you can see your options, your payouts. The whole works at your fingertips. Great deal. They're just
Ricky knew how much money he made before he even got off the line. He was like, hey, I'm buying lunch. I'm like, yeah, good job. We're good to go.
That's
we
right.
also got gun and trophy insurance. I mean, they're the best in the business. I know they're great price. Ricky, you're familiar with them, right?
Yeah, Cole and Larry Cushman been long-time supporters of myself, and I've been a supporter of them, and, you know, especially with my college team. You know, we require insurance. It's so fast and easy to sign up and get your insurance. In literally 10 minutes, you can have your guns insured, and they're just great. They're great to deal with. Like I said, you can do your trophies also, you know, your wildlife animals and that such, and your guns. It's just a great
It's
product.
always good when you're
Great
traveling
product.
around to have that peace of mind and know that you don't have to worry about losing your stuff forever. And these are expensive things, especially when you got those Krieghoffs. You got to keep them insured. All right, folks, we got to take a real quick break and acknowledge the official target of the ATA, White Flyer. They've been sponsoring us since the beginning, and they make a great target. What do you think, Rick?
It's the best target in the ATA. Shout out to everybody there, all the reps, you know, Bill Daniels, Josh Taylor, Nick Arnold, Robert Crow, everything they do for the sport and all the shoots. Really appreciate it.
They're always there. They're always trying to make a better target, and they're always supporting the game that we love so much. With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
Number one, hydration. Number two, mindset, because you have to prepare yourself for this is a drag out marathon. This is not just showing up and shooting one event. This is every day. And if you have a bad event, you can't just say, okay, the wheels came off, it's over.
Yeah.
You have to pick yourself back up and you have to get back in the fight.
You really,
because there's a lot of
the
targets.
hydration, you know, week before at least, you know, but when you're shooting those events, it's not about, okay, I'm going to worry about the HOA or I'm worried about the 2600.
You can't go there. You can't go
each
there.
event, have a good time no matter what happens, okay? And it's a fight. You know, a lot of people that don't shoot it, you know, they come in and shoot the weekend and then, you know, the main grand, you know, and then you get into the main grand and it's 200 a day, you know, which is a little laid back. And then you have on, Wednesday, you got is it Champ and Champs on Wednesday? Yep. So some people get to shoot those. And then you have handicap and then the Kubota doubles. You know?
Yeah, I think. You know,
and so you can shoot 300 that day, but most people are just shooting 200. But then, of course, Friday, Grand American Handicap, you know.
Saturday, yeah.
Or Saturday, excuse me.
Yep.
And, you know, Grand American Handicap, and then you're done. So you only got 100. But you really need the nutrition, watching, you know, what your intake is, and really staying up on the electrolytes.
Yeah, and for prepping, I think if you're going to take it seriously, not to discourage anyone from showing up to the Grand and just jumping on random squads, but if you've been around and if you're shooting, I think it's important to say, who am I going to shoot the Grand with?
Yeah.
You know, and also, going back to what we just dealt with, pre-squatting. And getting the right squad. Now, the times that you want, some people like to shoot, you know, the same squad every event so they have equal amounts of time in between. I like to shoot earlier a little bit in the end of the day just to be done with the events. And
I like to shoot first out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we like to get done. We like to shoot late, late, and kind of towards the center hours of the day if you can get them, late in the morning, middle to early in the second, and then get done as soon as we can in the doubles.
See, I like to do the opposite. I like to shoot late, early. So I shoot, and then boom, you're right back up. And then boom, you're first
time
out.
To rest.
Yeah, first out in the handicap, first out in the doubles. You know, and then, you know, the main grand is usually middle to late and then first out.
I really don't think that there's any bad banks at the grand.
No.
I think people, when they pick, I think the biggest thing that you need to pick is, if I want to shoot an area, this is the area I'm going to shoot and stay in that zone. You know, I wouldn't want to hop from 1 to 26 to 10 to 15.
Yeah.
I would kind of say take a 4-trap swatch and say, okay, I'm going to try
banks.
to. Yeah, exactly. He gets it. You know, but that zone, get a zone and say I'm going to shoot over here. And I mean, if you look at it from left to right all the way across the field, there's champions everywhere. So it's not like they're all over here or they're all over there. I mean, you've got guys on the east side, you've got guys on the west side. You got Ditto down all the way at the end on 23 and 24. You've got some people in the middle. But
we shoot on 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is on the west side. That's because it's close to the building.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and that's why we shoot down there in the prelims. And usually the main this year, our squad in the main, we're going to go shoot on I think it was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there for the main grade. Just because it's 200, they wanted to shoot down there, and I said, that's fine.
We were going to do that, but honestly, when we got onto the pre-squad and we started to see all the things that were full, we didn't have a lot of opportunity. And I mean, I don't want to stir the pot too much, but I really think that, the opportunity for the ATA is, I don't like the way that all the banks are already loaded up before we even start. And, if you're talking about this is the World Championship, this is a fair, level playing field where we're going to say everyone should get an opportunity. Well, there's some banks that are blocked out before we even get to start. You can't get on that. And I think if you're a director, if you're a delegate, if you're anyone in that zone, you should really ask your question, what's my job? My job is to serve the shooters of the ATA. My job is to help run these shoots better. I don't think there should be preferential treatment personally. That's a personal opinion. I think it should be wide open to everybody, and everybody should have to go in there and do the same thing at the same time. I mean, what do you think, Rick?
I agree.
See?
My opinion also, we get on every other shoot in the country. We get on and pre-squad at the same time,
Make it open, make it fair, and let the people fight for what they're going to get and go from there, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Well, like here, Ohio State shoot, I submitted the pre-squads. I always look for time over bank. I don't care about, oh God, I really have to shoot here, I really have to shoot there. The time I'm more concerned with, Wisconsin State shoot, we jumped on, presquad.com, got there. I think Iowa, I was out of town teaching. Justin got on SOS, okay, one of our show sponsors. Shout out to Greg Pink.
Plug.
And, he got on at the time, beep, 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 got in on the squads we needed. Okay, and that I think is much more fair than loading up stuff. And listen, I get it. Some of the shoots do it. But at the World Championships, I mean, you got competitors that are getting preferential treatment.
Yeah, and I had somebody bring this up to me the other day, and I'm not going to mention names, but I think something that was kind of cool, an idea to float, and I don't know how it would work or what it would do, but like maybe if you're going to give any preferential treatment and you're going to give some ability to say, hey, what we're doing, how are we promoting, maybe it's the All-Americans, or it's the rank of you actually shoot to a level where you earn the ability to say, hey, we're going to be able to squad. I think it'd be really cool if there was a zone of banks just for the All-Americans where people could go watch them shoot. They could say, hey, this is where we're going. This is what we're going to see. We could see Ricky. We could see, Keith Ditto. We could
Dagan,
see, we could
Harlan,
see Dagan. We could
Sean.
see, because right now it's like all scattered to the wind and everybody's kind of everywhere. And it's like there's no ability to say, well, at what time of the day can I watch Ricky Marshall? Like, where can I go see him, right? And now they can look for you. They can text you. But I think there's a marketing side to this where people would probably want to watch. I know people used to follow Leo around all day long just to watch. There was like 30 people behind him, you know. And if there was ever any 30 people behind me, it was because Leo was on the squad. I was like,
I remember. Listen, hey,
I'm here.
That is true.
I'm here.
We were in Tucson one year, and I was shooting with Leo and Frank, and then I looked over, and there was all these. I said, Leo, you see all them people?
You see all the people watching me?
Hey, and he goes,
they're watching
and
me,
I go, huh? And he goes, I think they're watching you. And I went, no, they're not. I was like 14.
Hey.
Like, no, they're not. And he goes, I know, I was just kidding.
Trust me, they ain't watching you.
All right, folks, we need to take a quick second and get to a new show sponsor, Big Red Motorsports. Big Red, they're personal friends of mine, Jason and George Lee, and they're also a personal sponsor of mine.
Now, I'll say this. Ricky looked great driving around in that side-by-side. I got some free rides down at Tucson, the Autumn Grand. I think it's awesome that they deliver all across the country, and obviously they love trap shooters, they love trap shooting, and they're doing a great job.
Listen, they got Can-Am, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Triton trailers. Hit them up. We'll take care of you guys. With that being said,
Let's get to the show.
And to that point, you know, the National Sporting Clays Association, so at the national championships, the final deal, everybody squatted together.
They put them on there.
And they put them
and I
together.
think that's super cool. The top 5 guys are shooting.
No, the top
whatever
30,
it is,
40.
Though. It's all.
They're all
you're here. These are your partners. These are your
shoot.
people.
So, and that would be kind of an interesting aspect, and more of a marketing tool, as you know, John from Shotcoat, another shameless plug.
Shameless plugs.
But you know, that would be a great marketing deal.
We got ideas. Nobody's listening.
No,
we got ideas, folks.
But that would be kind of a cool deal. It's like, hey, your squad, okay, this is your squad of shooters. Boom, 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 boom. You know, not saying you have to shoot with all the other All-Americans. If they want to do it, fine. That don't bother me. Let's roll right through it. You know. I mean, that'll show who can handle pressure and who can't.
I think so. I think at the end of the day, you have to change things a little bit to get people interested in watching the sport because, I mean, unfortunately, when you're watching golf, you see the putt and you see the ball roll into the hole and you're like the suspense building. Here it's pull whap and it's over. I mean, it's just it's instantaneous. I mean, this is
and
not
if you're watching Joey, sometimes you don't get to see
the
the
bird
lap.
isn't even in the air. It's just the gun went off and you're like, what happened, Joey? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It didn't call pull yet. Hey, sorry, Joe. Hey, we're praying for you, bud.
He's throwing on you, Joe. He's throwing on you.
Did you want some? Come get some. but I think on top of that, we circling back to mindset, what would you say, Rick, to somebody that isn't confident in their game going into the ground? What can they do in those weeks before so they can get their head right?
Go
say,
practice. Okay. And if you really want to do it, and you could go out and say, okay, I want to practice for the prelims. Go shoot 100 singles, 100 handicap, and 100 doubles.
That's great advice.
And do that 3 or 4 times in a week.
That's great advice, folks.
Or to shorten it up a little bit, you go out and shoot 50 singles, 50 handicap, and 50 doubles. And do that every day for 4 or 5 days.
If you got the time and the availability,
Absolutely.
I think that's a good thing. But I think if you're struggling on post 1, work on post 1. If you're working on...
Here's the greatest thing about trap right now, and with the pat traps, is you can set that trap
on
a left, a right, a straightaway, a quarter, left, quarter, right, whichever one you're struggling with, and go stand on that post and with the Canterbury mics and literally shoot however many targets you want to shoot.
Yes.
I didn't have that ability growing up, neither did you.
No, you have to sit there on 5 and wait for it to throw a right.
Yeah.
Hey, I need them working on rights. And you're like, damn, another straightaway.
14 straightaways, you're like, what?
You're turning them down because you're like, I ain't paying for those.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, that is something that is so cool now. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot do, but there is a lot that don't. So that'd be a thing I'd recommend is, if you're struggling with anything. But for the very best thing to do is just get that mind right. And by doing that is just have fun.
You have to have fun.
It's the world's largest trap shoot. Okay, we're going to have, people from probably 20 plus countries.
All around the world.
Brazilians, come over, shout out to Brazil. Team
We
Brazil.
love Brazil.
Yeah, they bring over 100 plus people, and and it's a great event. If you guys haven't been there, anybody, show up. You can buy guns, ammo, clothing.
You're going to
whatever.
see everything.
Absolutely.
This is the mecca of trap shooting greatness. You get to the Grand in Sparta. You've got vendors all the way down, which leads me to my next shameless plug, the Trap Talk building.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of merchandise.
We got merch.
You're going to have merch coming out of our ears. Throw me something, Johnny boy. Look at this. We got a nice blue T-shirt here. And who's on the side? Mid-State Precious Metals, Ron Prescott. Looking good, so if you want to be threaded up for the Grand.
You know it's going to be giving away stuff at the party.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and I've got something that I'm so excited to announce. Trap Shooting USA has now become the official magazine of the Trap Talk podcast.
No, it's not only Trap Shooting USA now. It's Wing and Clay Life, Lady Outdoor Lifestyles, and Clay Shooting USA.
I'm just really excited because they make such a high quality magazine. I mean, if you guys haven't had these magazines and you actually get to touch them in your hands, they've got really thick paper, they're really glossy, and they keep it really cool. I mean, I just love it.
The Traveling Gunsmith, and then in this newest episode, we have...
Oh man, look at those handsome guys. I love this. I love it. I love it. So also on top of that, Outdoor Pursuits Media, Matt, he's decided that he's going to give away a shotgun at the Grand American this year at our live podcast studio. If you weren't there last year, you missed out. You need to be there this year. It's going to be great. The only thing you have to do is either renew or subscribe to any one of these magazines, and you're going to be in for the drawing for the gun. And we're going to have all that information in the future. Just look out for it, and we'll keep you updated for sure.
With that, let's get back to the show.
We're going to be giving away stuff, so let's talk a little bit about that. We'll go back, but
Yep.
but you know, we got to building talk, and I got excited. I started to hear the cash register ring, and then when that starts to happen, we're going to say, hey, how are we going to give back? We sell stuff, we give back.
Yep.
This year, we're giving away 5 all-around entries at the party. The party is going to be Tuesday the 5th, correct, John?
August
Right
5th.
after the event.
Right after the event. It's about 4 to 6.
So 4 to 6, Tuesday the 5th.
We're going to have some food.
We're going to have some food.
some beverages.
We're going to be giving away some
Kids
stuff from Ron
and adults
Prescott, some
beverage.
gold, some silver. We're going to be giving away the all-around entries.
Yep.
You do need to be present to win. So
And
you
you do
can't
need to be a follower.
a subscriber,
win.
right, John? What are we going to
Make sure you're a subscriber on YouTube. And you're,
like, share, subscribe, get on the channel. If you're not on the channel, you can't get any of our free stuff. So.
and we're gonna hit up all the sponsors first.
So we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff. Stay tuned for what's coming as far as what we're giving away. But going
Trap
to
Shooting USA
trap,
stuff, too.
I was just he took the words out.
He
of my mouth.
did.
He jumped me. I was
He
gonna say,
did.
we're giving away the gun, Trap Shooting USA.
Yeah.
Matt is graciously donated a gun to give
Yep.
away for anybody that's resubscribed or subscribed for the first time to
Yep.
any of the magazines.
Any of them.
So if you were ever thinking about checking the magazine out, we got the promo code Trap Talk P and Trap Talk D. Get you the discount, get on and get yourself into the magazine and
Yep.
enter in for the drawing.
Drawing.
And on top of the gun, we're probably going to add some other things. So
Yeah.
we got a Garmin, right?
We got a Garmin.
Okay.
We're going to give away a shot tracker again.
Yep.
So
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
many things that are said and many things that aren't said right now, which,
Yeah.
because we're still working with sponsors and trying to get some stuff. But at the end of the day, show up, get some food. We're going to do a live recording event. We're going to do a raffle. Everyone's going to have a good time. We might have a few cocktails, allegedly.
It's a listener appreciation.
We
right.
appreciate you guys. So all we
Appreciation
try
dinner.
to do, just so you guys know, if you're buying Trap Talk merch, we take everything and we look at it at the end of the year and we say, okay, how can we give away more stuff next year? How can we buy better quality stuff? How can we give it up?
Yep.
Because we're not trying to really do much other than just get it out there and give away a lot of free stuff. So
Yeah.
that's our number one goal, is to promote trap shooting and get people
we've got
excited
the
about it.
shirts, we've got hats, we've got sweatshirts, we got
The
our
sweatshirts are
new
nice.
Trap Talk towels.
The Trap Talk towels are my favorite thing. We're working on some blinders, but the hoodies, we're going to be selling hoodies for $30, and the hoodies are soft, they're quality, they
Yep.
look good, so that when you're out shooting in the cold, you're going to be able to rep. So when we're in Las Vegas in October, throw me that gray one. Yeah, open that thing up. Check it out. Check that out.
This must be my size.
Oh, yeah. It's
2X.
medium.
That's my line.
Medium.
So listen, front of it, boom. Okay, the side sleeve, Outlaw Engineering. Shout out Randy Freston, R2.
I do love being an outlaw.
That's right.
It's a great thing. So a lot of fun stuff going on at the Grand. Monday night is going to be the Blue Gray Shootout.
Yep.
Opening ceremony. be there. Tuesday night, we've got our event at the building.
And that'll be
there
before the Hall of Fame.
Before the Hall of Fame dinner, as soon as the events are done. So if you want to head over there around 4 o'clock, we're going to be there. We'll be, talking to everyone, shaking hands and having fun. And somebody will be working the grill. Not sure who, probably Big Daddy, but we'll be slinging dogs or something, I'm sure, and having a good time.
We'll have food.
There was like
beverages.
200 people there last year.
Yeah,
Might
we had
even
a
been
good
a little
turnout.
bit more. So I was surprised because I didn't know anybody was going to show up. I didn't think anyone would even listen to the show. And then all these people showed up. I'm like, oh, I guess there's some listeners here and there. John must be doing his job.
This is Zach, folks. But yeah, it's going to be a great event. Okay, great party. We'll have a good time, giving away a bunch of merch. All our sponsors, we're going to hit them up, get some
On
free
top
giveaways.
of that, back to Trap Shooting USA, we are going to have a ton of magazines in the building.
Yes, we
so
will.
if you want to come by and you want to see the
All week.
quality of the magazine, you want to grab a magazine, that's the spot you need to come to. Me and Rick are going to be there at slotted times during the day. If you want to, if you want to do, like a picture or something, which nobody wants to take a picture with me, but if you want to take a picture
They
with
get
Ricky,
a picture with us at the door.
yeah,
We're on the front door.
Take the door, take a picture, whatever you want to do. But we're going to have slotted times, and we're going to have that announced and written down so that we know, hey, when's the right time to come? Because I know last year people said they were coming by to see us.
Yeah.
But when you're shooting 300 targets a day, there's a lot of the day where you're out there on the line. And for a guy like Ricky that does a lot of lessons too, there's a lot of time where he's out teaching and doing things. So we've got the Grand is the busiest for us. And on top of that, we're probably going to shoot 10 or 15 episodes at night. So, we get up, we shoot all day, we work the building, and then at night, we're in there cutting content.
We do
and getting
content.
it. So
we have some adult beverages after hours.
It's a long show, but it's a great time.
Yeah.
I look forward to it every year. I love
every year.
it.
Hey, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and we got to thank Ron Prescott from Mid-State Precious Metals for everything they do for the trap shooting community, coast to coast, for all your gold and silver buying needs. And on top of that, new announcement, they're a sponsor of the 126th Grand American.
Finally, he said it right, folks. Grand American. Yeah, Ron is a great guy. He's a sponsor of the Backfence Shootout at Nevada State Shoot and Ohio State Shoot. And also, we got our gold for our Trap Talk event at Nevada State Shoot. And the 77th annual Nevada State Shoot, they bought all theirs from him. 680 ounces of silver to be exact, folks. You're missing out if you're not there.
That's a lot of silver, and honestly, if you're not buying from Ron, you're probably overpaying. So whether you're buying it for your gun clubs or your shoots or for your personal use, you got to give them a try because they're big supporters of the Trap Shooting Nation. So it's awesome. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Back to, prepping, I guess. Is there anything else you think people need to do? Is there anything else that they could say, okay,
Make sure you get your place to stay, your hotel. Make sure if you're flying in, rent a car. Know the layout.
Plan.
That's the biggest thing.
Don't show up there without a plan.
No.
Don't show up there with this and that and the other thing. And have backup stuff. I always got extra earplugs in my bag. I always got I got that hand. What do we call it? Grip Plus.
Grip Plus.
Grip Plus is always in my bag. We've got the Zeiss lens wipes in the bag all the time. You've got to have headbands if you get sweaty
the
like
halos.
we do. The halos are great, right? These are little things. Have some electrolytes. Have some vitamins. If you're sugar dependent, have a couple snack bars in your bag in case something happens. It gets hot, right? So just pre-plan what could happen. What could go on in this zone because you might get a little dizzy. You might, I need a little food. I need a little something.
Little fruit bars, any little snack bars
to keep you going.
Just to keep you going.
And that stuff, I can't tell you how many times I've been around somebody and they're like, oh, I don't have any lens wipes, or I don't have any, grip, or I don't have any, I've seen people sit on the bench and almost go diabetic on it because and I'm like, here, and boom, and I give it to them and it's like, that's great.
Instant.
You got to have it. I mean, just little things like that. Rich Bullard always used to tell me, he says, I always keep some trail mix under the bag or something to, some nuts or something to go and give you a little bit of energy and keep it going. And stay consistent with, what you're eating times, right?
Bring a cooler and have bottles of water in it. That's one of the main things.
Maybe Busch Light. Few Busch Lights.
We've had a few of them.
Few Busch Lights, lots of waters, maybe some Gatorade. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just excited for it. I'm excited for all the giveaways we're doing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see all our friends. The Grand every year is the pinnacle of seeing everybody in Trap showing up to one place and competing together. And, we'll probably be over at the Winnig building a few nights, too.
We'll be at Winnig. We'll be at Craigoff. We'll be around. Just look for us. If the Can-Am's sitting there, the big Red Motorsports Can-Am sitting there, we're there. There you go.
Shout out to Big Red.
You didn't know you had the hat on.
I said, I think I got it on right now. This is a great time. Hey, I do like that air-conditioned cap.
Absolutely.
That is comfortable to ride around, and I will say that. I mean, not that we don't need our steps, but we don't need them at the Grand. Let's just ride around in style and be air-conditioned and be happy. And
Well, I try to walk in the morning around the campground and stuff and get some steps in, or at night, depending on what's going on. So.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a shout out to the Cardinal Center in Marengo, Ohio. They hold the Cardinal Classic, and they also hold the Ohio State Shoot, which is home of the first back fence shootout. Ricky, what do you think about Ohio?
Listen, I love the Cardinal Center. I actually broke the first 100 from the 27 there at their very first shoot ever. Great place, Jake Spangler and their whole clan there. They do an awesome job at running the shoots. The Ohio State shoots ran by the Ohio State Association. The Cardinal Classic's right after the Grand, so if you're looking for some more points right after the Grand, hit that up so you can get a little more points than old Zach here. But listen, it's a great shoot. Great facility.
It really is. I personally love the RVs. They've got great camping there. They've got a great time, good shoot, good target presentation. Go check it out. It's worth putting on your list. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always good. I'm excited for the merchandise we've got. I'm excited for the giveaways. I'm excited for all the people. And you can't miss the Grand. I think if someone was going to do anything, they were going to plan their year. If they could do their state shoot and they can do the Grand, great. If they can't do their state shoot, do the Grand, great. But the 1 week, if you only do the Grand week, do the Grand week. If you only do the prelim week, do the prelim week. If you only come up for the all-around, come up for the all-around. I mean,
come up and shoot what you can.
If you come to the building on Tuesday night, you might be able to win an all-around.
That's right.
And get to shoot for free. So thank you to all our sponsors.
Yes.
And if there's anybody listening that wants to donate any kind of entries or things like that, we'll take them. We'll give them away. We'll give you a shout-out. We're always looking to give stuff back and help as much as humanly possible. So, Rick, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm psyched about this. I'm already pumped up. Is there anything we're missing?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm just looking forward to it.
If they've got any questions about what to do with the Grand, comment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, share, comment, and guys, if there's things that we're not hitting on these podcasts that you want us to hit on, send us a message. This is what we want to talk about. Zach, Ricky, cover these things because we love
We've
direction.
had a few ideas.
We've had
some stuff with some youth stuff. So, any youth coaches out there, stop in. Any youth teams, winning teams, new teams, old team, whatever. Stop in the building. Coaches, see us.
Say hi.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get you on the podcast and talk about your high school team, your college team, whatever.
We're always looking to promote anything trap shooting related and some things not trap shooting related. I know we've talked a lot about the hunting stuff and things like that too. So it's just a lot of fun, and we're excited to finish out Ohio. I'm excited to go to Illinois or Iowa this year for the first time in a few years. It's been a long time. I just got word that I got a camping spot, so I'll be down in there and having.
So he greased the wheel there.
Hey, you got to use that Italian magic, folks. Okay, you got to get things done. It's wonderful, but I'm excited about it, and I'll be shooting with Munson that week. So I got a little good squad there, and we're gonna have some fun and see if we can't hit some targets. So
looking forward to it.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in this Friday. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Put it on your calendar, August 5th, right after the events are done, at the Trap Talk building.
Building
106. 106. We're giving away guns. We're giving away gold. We're giving away silver. We're giving away entry. We're giving away merchandise, probably some Trap Talk hats, shirts, hoodies. And we'll feed you. I mean, who doesn't like free food? I know Trap
And we might give Zach away.
Anybody wants to take me? I'm in.
Special raffle.
Is there
Special raffle?
If there's a trust fund involved, I'm there. I'm there, guys.
Rich Bowler, that's for you.
I can be adopted. I can be taken in. Just let me know if you need me.
Lori will be like, you're out.
Anybody that wants to bring a cigar too, I won't turn it down. A little bourbon.
Good bourbon? Absolutely. We won't turn that down.
We'll drink it with you, that's for sure. So, with that being said, tune in next Friday, every Friday. We keep dropping content. We don't miss a Friday. We keep it real, and we're gonna go into this year with a bang. So we got a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipe. So just stay tuned in and look out for all the updates and links that John's putting up everywhere. So he just flies them up. He takes care of us. He keeps us in line. So
he does.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Shotco Productions, for helping us out and keeping everything right. So we'll see you soon.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, folks, we got to take another quick break and thank one of our show sponsors, 73 Pointers Ranch, Jonesburg, Missouri. Rick and Carla Burke, best place in the area to go shoot chuckers and pheasants and have a great time. Rick, we got to get you down there.
Yeah, I need to come in. Hopefully I can do some hunting with you guys and come to your the annual clay shoot in August right after the Grand.
It's a lot of fun. It's the Optimist Club charity shoot. They throw a charity shoot. They put it on, and it's wonderful. I think last year they had over 100 entries into it, and it's just a good time. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
And the Trap Talk podcast is brought to you in part by
RM Shooting Clinics. Have Ricky take your game to the next level. If you want to shoot hundreds, give Ricky a call today. Zach Nannini Financial. We believe in putting people first.